With the recent merger of the two amusement park giants in the United States, Cedar Fair and Six Flags, roller coaster enthusiasts from around the world have had their attention set on the United States of America, and rightfully so, as this is one of the biggest deals in amusement history. However, in the last couple of years, there has been a sneaky roller coaster war happening on the other side of the world, possibly even becoming one of the biggest roller coaster destinations in the next decade if this progress continues. That destination is the Gold Coast of Australia. And for those of you who don't know, Australia's Gold Coast is the northeasternmost part of the country bordering the Pacific Ocean, the area that features the main population center of Brisbane. The area located in Queensland features 20 roller coasters split mostly into three major theme parks, the first and biggest being Warner Bros. Movie World, a studio park featuring tons of intense rides and roller coasters themed to the beloved Warner Bros. Movies. Next, you have Dream World, another big theme park. This time it's half zoo, half amusement park, and they've been expanding rapidly recently with the newly opened Steel Taipan roller coaster. And finally, you have SeaWorld, no affiliation to the American company. They also just had a huge expansion with the opening of the massive Leviathan wooden roller coaster. And surprisingly, of those 20 coasters that operate, 10 of them have been built since 2017, showing a massive growth in the expansion of the amusement parks in this area. This rapid expansion is in no way unprecedented, however, as Brisbane has over 2 million permanent residents, and the Gold Coast as a whole features almost 20 million tourists visiting every single year, both internationally and from Australians. These parks are also allowed to flourish by their year-round operations, allowing all three of them to get over 1 million visitors annually, with Warner Bros. Movie World taking the lead with almost 2 million visitors every single year. So now that you have some background, why should the average roller coaster enthusiast travel to Australia instead of England, Germany, Japan, or even California, Texas, or Florida in the United States? There are two answers to that question, the first one simply being convenience. All three of these parks are located within about a half hour of each other if you're driving, or if you take public transport, it'll be closer to 45 minutes. Either way, that's super convenient to bounce between three awesome amusement parks. And I was recently in England, and it takes over 3 hours to get between Thorpe Park and Alton Towers, two of England's largest theme parks. Or if you go to Orlando in the United States, some of those parks look really close to each other when you look at them on a map, but when you factor in traffic and outside conditions, it can take almost 2 hours to bounce between locations. The second and most obvious answer is the thing that I've been talking about this entire video, the rapid expansion of the Gold Coast area. Now, when I say that 50% of the region's roller coasters have been built in the last 7 years, what do you think this region will look like 10 years from now if they keep pouring all this money into their amusement parks? If the locals continue to show out and tourists start pouring in, these places will have no choice but to expand, and if they see their expansions bringing in tons of money, why would they ever stop? I mean, Warner Bros. Movie World has almost doubled the size of their roller coaster collection in the last 7 years, Dreamworld has added a ton of new rides and expanded with a whole new themed area, and SeaWorld, as I've already said, added their largest expansion ever, and all three of these parks have already stated their plans to expand in the future, and they look absolutely amazing. Dumping millions and millions of dollars into amusement parks to have them in constant competition with one another is something that can be paralleled to the early 2000s in the United States with Six Flags and Cedar Fair. Now, this was amazing for the consumer as dozens of roller coasters were added across the country every single year. Now, I know that this in Australia will not become as big as that was, but even a tenth of that, you're still getting 3 to 5 roller coasters every single year with new themed areas, new restaurants, new shops, and everything else to keep these amusement parks competitive, maybe even lowering their prices to appeal to more people. And overall, this is a win for the Australian consumer and the tourists that makes their way to Australia. Anyways, what do you guys think of my opinion on the next roller coaster destination, the Gold Coast of Australia? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave it a like rating as it does help out the channel. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for new videos coming every single week on Hangtime Thrills. I'll catch you guys next time.